Hi, Cornerstone family. Today I'd like to bring you 5 minutes of encouragement from the Old Testament book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk is a minor prophet with a major message. The theme of the book is found in chapter 2 and verse 4, where he says, "The just shall live by faith." As the prophet looks at what's going on around him and how even God's people are being dealt with by enemies, he asks God a series of questions. Here's a man who trusts God, but he also has questions that he brings to the Lord. The background of the book is interesting in that Habakkuk prophesied during the final days of the Assyrian Empire and the beginning of the Babylonian world power. God is working in history at this point, raising up the Babylonians to actually end up being a tool that he uses to work in the lives of his own people. Because it was after Josiah's reign that the nation slipped right back into her idolatrous practices, causing the prophet to question God and how God was dealing with his people. The structure of the book is quite simple. It's basically the prophet asking two questions, which God then answers, and then the prophet ending in a prayer of praise to the Lord. The first question that the prophet asks God is, "Why, God?" Here's the question of a frustrated prophet. Why does God allow evil to go unpunished? The prophet looks around him. He sees a bleak picture in society. He sees destruction and violence and strife and conflict. And he says, "Why, God? Why do you allow this to go on?" But there's actually a greater problem, and that's described in verse 4. That is, that God's word is being neglected by God's people, that justice never seems to prevail. Then comes the answer of the sovereign God. Basically, God is saying, I am not indifferent to sin, and I am not insensitive to the suffering of my people. You, Habakkuk, need to look beyond your own troubles. You need to look beyond the present and to the future. That I, God, am raising up the Babylonians to bring judgment upon my people because my people have erred, and I want to bring them back. The second question that the prophet brings is, how, God? How, God, can you use people of iniquity and idolatry and injustice to bring about your purposes in the lives of your people? These are the questions of a very confused prophet. And the book ends with such encouragement. There is truth and faith and trust that is declared. Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places. When all looks bleak, when everything around us looks hopeless and that it's going in the wrong direction, we can remember that the Lord is good. He is faithful. He is strong. He will renew our strength. Do you feel weary today? Do you look around and you see a really bleak picture? Well, look to the Lord. He will renew your strength, and He will cause your feet to be like the deer's, to walk on high places. May God richly bless you.